Once you have your floss, you're going to grab a hunk of wax. This is just paraffin. And to wax it, you're going to hold your thumb over the wax and you're going to actually pull down. Grab the end of your floss and pull down quickly, and then do it again. You're going to do this several times, pulling the wax down. So I'm actually pulling it down as quick as I can. That friction will help melt the wax into the fibers, and it waterproofs the thread, or at least makes it resistant to mildew and mold over time. That's one way. But the real reason we like to do it is because it also helps to make the floss very slick and keeps it from tangling. It's a little bit more stiff now that has that wax coating on it, and it won't tangle up as easily. So once you run it through the wax block a couple of times, you're going to pinch your fingers and you're going to pull it through quickly, but not, you know, so quick that you burn yourself. Just straight through. Just take your fingers and pull it. Run it through your fingers, and what this does is it kind of smushes in, that friction of your hand kind of smushes in the wax and sort of melts it into the fiber. Next you're going to go about, see, look at this, it's like standing up straight, that thread, as compared to the way it was before where it was just kind of flopping over. You're going to take, I guess a little tail of about 2 inches or so, and you're going to tie a couple of knots near one end. Just one end. So don't do this on both ends, you're going to have problems. So I did one, and now there's the knot I made the first time. I'm going to put this back through. And in order to get my knots to kind of line up, here's a little trick. You can take, remember this? This is what we used to poke the holes with. I can take this thumbtack and put it through the hole, that knot that I'm tying, and I can pull it tight. Then, I don't know if you can see, there's the knots right there. I can pull on this until the knots get right next to each other, and then pull the pin out. So can you see that? Refocus here. Okay, so the knots are really close to each other, so I'm pulling it tight. And if one knot is right there and the other one is there, I can slide this over. So I can pull on the end so that the knots are right aligned. And then once they're right next to each other, I pull it off of the pin. So now they're making one ginormous knot. So I'm going to do a third one. I want to make a pretty chunky knot so it doesn't come through the hole of the paper when I'm trying to sew. So I would say at least 2, maybe even 3 to make a nice chunky knot right there. The other end is the end that you're going to thread the needle on. So I always put a little bit of extra wax, pulling it down, put my thumb on top and pull it down. And then I pinch that and pull as quick as I can off the end. And what this does is it flattens the end of the thread, so that way you can thread the needle a little bit more easily. In order to start sewing, you guys are going to get a needle and thread. They are numbered, and you'll come and see Mrs. Roman, and I'll explain the procedure for checking out needles, and I will show you a different demo on how to thread a needle.